Hey everyone, I'm Sabji and I'm teaching about AI influencer. So I've been deep in the AI influencer space for a while now, testing tools, building characters, seeing what actually works. And I can tell you this. People are making real money with AI influencer, and I'm talking thousands of dollars per month. You don't need to show your face, no need fancy gears, just smart moves and the right setup, and of course AI. It's not some hype trend, it's a real opportunity, and if you're been curious about how it all works and want to know more, you are in the right place. This is an intro course about the AI influencers world, so we are about to see how to create your AI influencer, which niche to choose, how to create the content, how to set up the social media account, and how to monetize the AI influencers. And as last, how to automate the entire process so you just have to sit back, relax, and watch your bank account grow. So if that sounds good to you and you want to know more, just jump right in the first module of this course. So how to choose the right niche and the right kind of AI influencers to start with. So let's start. First thing first, you want to decide which model you want to create. So which kind of influencers you want to create, because depending on what you decide, the path is a little bit different. So you want to decide if you want to create a super realistic model, so an AI influencer that is indistinguishable from a real person, or if you want to create some fantasy model, so maybe anime style, cartoon style, or something completely fantasy, like for example an elf, an alien, or something like this. And you can create everything you want. People are making a lot of money both with real style, so realistic influencers, and also with fantasy style. There are elves influencers, there are Valhalla girls, and if you know, there are anime style influencer, cartoon style. I mean, you can choose whatever you like the most. But of course, depending on what you choose, you have to take one path or another. So let's start with the real influencer, the realistic one. If you create a super realistic influencer that you can distinguish from a regular person, you have to stay super consistent with your character, because of course it's like you are creating a real girl or a real man. So you have to stay consistent with the face, you have to stay consistent with the body type, and also with the story of your character. Also, even here, if you decide to create a realistic character, but in the bio of your Instagram page, for example, you will directly say that your character is AI, you don't have to be super precise in your generation. So if your character have a little bit of difference, maybe the hair is a bit shorter or the nose is a little bit different in a picture rather than in another one, it is not a problem, because of course you already say that your character is AI. Of course, if you decided to not tell anyone that your character is AI, you have to be perfect in the realism of your character. So you have to decide in which direction you want to go with your realistic character. You have to think also about the story of your character. A well-designed influencer have a backstory, have interest, have some peculiarity that make it distinguishable from all the others. So if you decide to go with the realistic influencer, you have to think about all of this stuff, and I will always suggest you to create something that you know and that you like, because this way is much simpler to create and to run this kind of model. So for example, if you like gaming, you can create a gamer style influencer, so that they will talk about gaming, they will dress like a gamer, and so on. Because of course, if you like gaming, you already know the slang about the gaming community. You will know what game is good, what game is trash, what is super popular right now, what was popular 2 years ago, and so on. So you can reflect that on your influencer, and it will give the influencer some depth and some knowledge, and it will be much easier for you to create content about that specific niche. If you are an athletic person, so you go to the gym, you run marathon, you play basketball, volleyball, whatever you want, you create an influencer that is a sport person too. So you already know the slang about the gym, which kind of exercise is good, which kind of exercise is trash, and so on. So always create something that you know and that you are familiar with, so it will be much easier to create content about that specific niche. And choosing a niche is the key here to make your influencer stand out, and in the end to earn a lot of money. Because of course there are people and gurus online that will tell you create a blonde girl because blonde girl are doing good always, all the time, and you don't want to waste time creating other things. But this is completely BS. I mean, if you create a regular blonde girl, there are already a lot of different AI blonde girls out there, and so the competition is very high, and honestly blonde girl doesn't have anything particular, doesn't stand out, they just blend into the mix. You want your influencers to stand out, you want your model to rise up in this kind of business. So you want to create something very niche that you can run passionately and that can stand out. So for example, instead of creating a blonde girl, right now Arabic girls are exploding, gamer girls are exploding, Asian style girls are exploding. I mean, choose a niche and flourish in that niche. Don't go with a generic AI girl because it doesn't work. For the niche, as I said to you before, choose something that you are familiar with and that you can run comfortably. If you decide to go with the fantasy route, things are a little bit easier because you don't have to be that much consistent right from the start, and you can experiment a lot. What I mean by that? If you choose, like for example, an anime style character, or an elf style, or an alien, or a cartoon, of course it is created by someone. Of course it is AI, so if the face is not precisely 100% the same, it's not a problem. If one day your model have blue hair and the other day have pink hair, is not a problem. You can experiment a lot because you don't need that kind of precision with your model. And also you can have pages with multiple models and multiple characters on it. For example, if you know the page Valhalla Girls on Instagram, you will see that there are AI characters dressed up like Vikings, for example, and there are multiple girls, so they don't give them about consistency in the character, but you can create a lot of different kind of characters all in the same page, and you can do a lot of money from it. So even here, if you are a fantasy enthusiast, if you are an anime fan, so an otaku, if you really like cartoons, for example, you can create this kind of character, and since you know what's good, what's not, the lore, maybe the lore around the elf, for example, or you know a lot of different anime and you know exactly what character are cool, what character are not, and so on, you can create something really good with your previous knowledge. To recap, you have to choose realistic or fantasy and go with that. Now, once you have decided which kind of character you want to create, so if it's realistic, if it's fantasy, if it is male, female, genderless, I mean whatever you want, now you have to choose the way that your character interact with the world. And here is a little bit of what kind of monetization path you want to pursue. Let me explain. You can decide if it's safe for work or not safe for work. The main difference is safe for work will monetize just like a regular influencer, so with sponsorship, free products, and so on. The not safe for work will monetize on website like Fanvue, for example, selling digital content that is not safe for work. These are the two main area, and you have to decide which one of the two. Or you can go with a mix of the two and have your safe for work page where you post only safe for work and you get maybe some sponsorship, some free product to try and to promote and so on. And another page that is not safe for work where you can sell all your not safe for work content. The strategy here is a bit different and it depends on what you want to go with. Let me explain. If you go with safe for work, you can start there, get sponsorship, get followers, start cranking up the numbers and so on. And then later on, you can decide to go with the not safe for work area as well. And so you cover both worlds. But if you decide to start from the get-go with the not safe for work content, it is much more difficult to go on the other direction. So start not safe for work and expand in the safe for work niche, because you will already be tagged like the not safe for work influencer. So if you want to do both, always start with the safe for work. If you don't care and just want to monetize fast, go with the not safe for work from the get-go. Another thing that you have to consider is what you want to do and what interaction do you want with your fans, because depending on the niche that you choose, your interaction with your followers will be much different. I mean, if you go only safe for work, you will interact with what I call the regular people. I mean, people that will look for you and enjoy your content, maybe enjoy the product that you promote, and so on. If you go with a not safe for work model, of course, you will interact with a lot and really a lot of horny guys. So you have to reply to their messages, and of course their messages will be also not safe for work, so you will receive for sure a lot of intimate picture, let's say that way, in your DMs. And you have to take advantage of this kind of behavior and make them spend money on you. So be prepared of it if you are going with the not safe for work niche, because this is just the reality and I want you to be prepared of it. So another key difference between safe for work and not safe for work is how fast you can monetize. Of course, it is slower with the safe for work niche because you have to create your personal brand, you have to create your digital identity, and you have to generate a lot of followers before starting making money, like any regular influencer. So if you have a fantastic idea and you can generate traction and get followers fast, it is great. But it will take a little bit of time. If you go with the not safe for work model, you will be able to monetize much faster because, of course, a lot of people will follow you because your influencer is hot, and you will need less followers to make sales because, of course, if you are directly selling not safe for work content, you don't need 100,000 of followers. You just need maybe 1,000 of followers and make them pay you for your not safe for work content. So it is much faster to generate money that way. So you have to decide which way to go, or a mix of both. But always, if you decide to have a mix, always start with the safe for work. Now, you have decided if you want to create a real character or a fantasy character. You have decided if you want to go safe for work, not safe for work, or a mix of the two. What now? Now you have to bring your character to life. So you have to think about the backstory of their character, their feature, their personality, their character. I mean, you have to give life at your creation. Let's start with a backstory. You have to think about a backstory that is coherent and that is aligned with your character style. So if you choose maybe a real character, let's say, you choose a real influencer, she is or he is a gamer, as the example I made before. You want a little backstory on why they like gaming, what's their favorite game, what's their setup, their preference. So if they are a console gamers or a PC gamers, for example, or something in that chord. If you decide to create a sport character, like the example before, you have to create a little backstory on why they like sports, which kind of sports they practice, maybe grow up or in the adult life, and so on. Or if you go in the fantasy route, you have to create a little backstory. Maybe your character is an elf, so you can create that she is or he is the prince of the princess of the elf realm, and they grow up in luxury and so on. Or if your character is an anime style character, you can go with a specific background. So maybe that character is from One Piece, for example. Or if your character is from a completely invented world and maybe they have special abilities, they can, I don't know, change the skin color, change their hair color as they want, and so on. So you have to create a little bit of backstory to make your character look more real. Also, you have to decide what feature they have. So the color of their hair, the color of their eyes, if they are muscular, if they are a little bit fat maybe, if they are thin, if they are athletic, for example. And you have to choose their personality. Maybe they are super funny and easy to go. Maybe they have a dominant character. Maybe they have a dark and mysterious character. You have to choose all these little details to have your characters look more real and to give depth to your character. So at the end of this module, you will have clear if you want to go with a real character, a fantasy character, safe for work, not safe for work, a mix of both, and a little backstory, the style of your character, the personality, and their feature. And of course, if you need help, if you want to brainstorm ideas, you can join the community and we will help you to create the perfect character for your needs. Now, you have decided in which direction you want to go and you have decided how your influencer will look like. What's next? The next thing is, of course, creating your character. So creating picture, videos, audios, and all your content for social media. So how do you manage to create all those things? Let's start with creating the first pics for your characters. So here you can go two routes. First route, the easiest, is to subscribe to a website like Sugar Labs, for example, or OpenArt, or Our Dream, and generate your character with that website. These are websites that with a little subscription, so usually is like $20 a month, they allow you to create a lot of different pictures and sometimes even videos about your character. And why this is the easiest way? Because the websites are created to keep your character consistent. They are super easy to use because you select the hair color, you select the body style, you select the pose that you want your character seen, the background, and the website does it automatically for you. You just have to press a few buttons. Since the consistency here is usually the weak point of creating an AI character, because stay consistent is the most difficult part of this job. These websites allow you to stay consistent in every single creation. So you can use this kind of website and create your characters. So you have to decide, of course, if it's male, female, genderless, the hair color, the eyes color, the body style, the body type, and all the features that we've discussed before. Here are little tips. Avoid tattoos and piercing, because it's very difficult with AI to replicate the same exact tattoo on a body or the same exact piercing position on a body, unless, of course, you decide to go on the fantasy route. So if you create a fantasy character and, of course, is AI, they can have one day a tattoo, one day don't have a tattoo. It is not a problem. So in that case, you can go crazy with tattoos, with piercing, with all the kind of things that you want. But of course, if you do a realistic style influencer, so your character is very, very real, you can't have a tattoo in a way in a day and the next day the tattoo is different or on another location, or one day is a butterfly and the other day is a lion, for example, because of course the realism will be lost. So keep note of that. So if you're doing a real character, no tattoos, no piercing. If you're doing a fantasy character, go crazy and do whatever you want. So with this kind of website, it will be super easy to create your character. In just a couple of hours, you can create 100 images. So you have your ready to go content. And of course, when you generate this kind of images, if you decide to generate also the not safe for work content, and with this website, you will be able to generate really, really not safe for work content. So don't worry about that. This website, like I said, Sugar Labs, for example, are great to create not safe for work content. Generate a little bit of both. So generate a little bit of safe for work and not safe for work. And why this? Because you will need safe for work to upload on Instagram and to generate followers. And if you upsell the not safe for work stuff, of course, you will need some not safe for work. So I will suggest you to do a 50-50 split between safe for work and not safe for work, or max a 70-30, so 70% safe for work and 30% not safe for work. This way you will create a lot of different images and a lot of different style, so that you cover all the things that you want. Or you can choose to create your content in the hard way. And what is the hard way? The hard way is to use open source AI, like Fanvue, for example, and run Stable Diffusion XL, Flux Context, and so on, directly on your PC. And that's the hard way. First of all, you need technical skills and tech knowledge to do it. You need a strong enough PC, or you need to know how to run this kind of AI with website like RunPod or RunConfi, for example, and you need to master the content creation on this platform that are much, much more difficult. You have to know prompting, you have to know how to run the platform itself, and this is not an easy thing to do. But of course, once you learn how to master this kind of tools, you will be able to create all the image and all the videos that you want for free, because those are open source AI, so you don't need to spend money on those. Basically, you have to choose easy way, but you will pay a little bit for the usage of this kind of website, or you have to choose hard way, but you will run everything for free. That's totally up to you. If you are just starting out in this kind of business and in this kind of world, you are not a tech person and you are not sure how these things works, I will recommend you, of course, the easy way. It is super easy to do. You just pay a little fee and you will be able to generate a lot of content. If you, on the other end, already know how AI works, you are a tech guy and you have some skills and you want to learn, I will suggest you to learn how to use Fanvue and to learn how to generate this kind of content for free on your own machine. Once you have decided in which way to go, the easy or the hard way, you just have to create all the content you want. Of course, with this, you will be able to create pics and videos, but if you want to add a little bit of realism to your model, you also can create audios. And for this, there is one website only that you have to use, and this is 11 Labs. 11 Labs is the best website to create audios because it is super realistic. You can have different accent. You can clone voices, for example. So if you have a voice that you really like, you can clone that. And you can even create sound effects. To create audio file, you can dub the influencer yourself. If you have a good voice, or if you like it to do it, you do the voice acting yourself and create your audio. But if you don't want, or if you prefer another kind of voice, you can use 11 Labs to generate the voice that you want and to give a voice to your character. This way you will add depth and realism to your character. So with all of this tool, now you will be able to create your model. You will be able to create pictures, videos, and audios, and to bring your model into life. And of course, if you need some help, if you don't know which tool to use, or if you want to learn how to use a specific tool, just join the community. I leave the link in the description below and in the bio of the channel. So join the community and we will help you to create your character the way you want. So if you want, I'll wait for you inside. So now you have created your character, you have a bit of content about it, so you have pictures, you maybe have some videos, you maybe have some audios as well. It is time to push your character into the social media world. So it is time to create your Instagram page. And why I say Instagram specifically? Because of course Instagram is king for this kind of stuff. Instagram is where your character will grow, is where you get followers, is where you will get the more interaction. Of course, you can also go with other social media, you can go with Threads, you can go with X, so Twitter, you can go even with Reddit, for example, TikTok. I mean, whatever social media you like the most, but I recommend start with Instagram and then create maybe other account on other platform like Instagram. Of course, the following is Threads because they are linked together. And if you know how to use X, if you know how to use TikTok, for example, go with that, but start with Instagram. The first thing you want to do is to create your account, set up your account as a creator account, and warm up your account. And this is very important. First thing first, create your account. So you create your account as usual with your phone, always with your phone. Don't use the PC for the creation of the account. So create your account with your phone. You insert your name, your handle. You make sure to have a clear and very high resolution pics of your character. It is better if it's just a selfie, so a super safe for work picture of your character. You will write a small bio, just a few sentences to describe your AI influencer and the space for the links of your model. And of course, you set up the account as a creator so that you can see the analytics and you have all the features of a content creator account. Now, the next step is to warm up the account. Warming up the account is one of the most important things to do when you open up a new Instagram account. And now I'll let you know how to proceed in the warming up process. So why warming up matters? Instagram monitors every single new account for bot-like or inauthentic behavior. If you act too aggressively, especially with an AI account or a not safe for work type of account, your account might face early penalties such as shadow ban, limited reach, or outright suspension. To avoid the shadow bans, posting, liking, or following in bursts, especially from a new account, can flag your profile as spam. gradual engagement teaches the algorithm that you are a genuine, safe human user. Build organic trust. A slow start with a human-like behavior helps Instagram trust you and trust your profile more quickly, allowing for better content placement later on. Establish a natural engagement pattern. So warm-up interaction contributes to early algorithmic signal that influence where and how your future post will be seen and set the tone of your account. Early posts, stories, and comments help shape your page's perceived identity. So think of it as a soft debut of your AI influencer. This will give you a little boost later on when you start to make content on a constant and regular basis, and a lot when you start to post a lot, interact a lot, and grow effectively your Instagram account. So think of it as the foundation that you have to go through to your account. And this one usually warm up will take 1 or 2 weeks, not super long. Of course, if you want, because maybe you have the time and you want to build slowly, you can also warm up for an entire month, for example. This is totally up to you. If you want to do it quickly, but in a safe way, a week is minimum to warm up smartly your account. If you want to take your time and do it slowly. So oftentimes, if you search for warming up, some gurus will tell you you have to do it exactly like I tell you. You have to take every single step, and if you make a mistake, you have to trash your accounts. Well, fuck that. It is so stupid to say a thing like that. Warming up is not a super precise method. It's exactly the opposite. Warming up, you have to demonstrate to the algorithm that you are a human. And a human won't act super precise every single time. So if someone say, you have to like 5 posts and only 5 posts this day, and the next day you have to like 6 posts and reply to 1 message and that's it. Fuck that, because of course a human interacts in different ways. You maybe want to like 6 posts one day, and you maybe want to interact with nothing the next day. That's not the important part. The important part is to be a human, to create a human-like procedure and interaction with the platform. So if they say to you, you have to do this, you have to do that, and exactly that, fuck them, okay? Now, let's move on. You have to be human, so you have to act like a human, and you are a human, so it's pretty simple. You don't want to spam, you don't want to like 100 pages straight off the bat, you don't want to follow 50 pages in one single day, or 50 creators, or start posting and commenting a lot on your first day. It's not this way. Of course, you will be flagged as spam. But first of all, what a human do when it create a new account on a social profile? A human, so a regular person, will go and see how it works. So see the profile picture, for example, and upload a profile picture. There's a bio, so type your bio. Instagram will suggest you to follow maybe some super famous celebrities like the Kardashian, Cristiano Ronaldo, or something like that. And maybe you follow 1 or 2 of them, for example. And then you start looking around. So on your first day, on your first 2 days, start looking around the platform, see what the algorithm think that you may like. So scroll down on your feed page, scroll down on your post page, and something like that, but don't interact right away. Just use the first 1 or 2 days to get familiar with the platform, to upload your profile pic, to make a bio for yourself. And if you see something that you like, and of course here I'm not talking about you as a person like. Here I'm talking about your AI characters like. So if you see luxury style content, like maybe a jewelry reel with some necklace of diamonds or emerald, for example, and your AI characters is a luxury girl that loves this kind of stuff, of course, like it, and maybe subscribe and maybe follow the page. If you see a reel about maybe the top 5 walking in nature parks, and your AI character is someone that loves nature and loves being out in nature, of course, you can save that reel or like it Something like that, super easy. Don't go too crazy. Just spend 10-15 minutes on the platform, like 2, 3, 5 stuff, follow 1, 2 people, save 2 or 3 stuff, so 2 reels for example, and maybe you can start to watch the story of maybe another creator that is doing the same thing as you. So if you are not safe for work and see a super big profile that posts a bikini model, for example, watch the story of that profile and something like that. So do this for the first 1 or 2 days. On the day 3 or day 4, as you like, you can start maybe do your first post or even your first Instagram story, and keep it super light and simple, like, hey, I'm new here with your character's picture, or maybe a mood photo with a soft emoji or something like that. Or if you don't want to go directly with a story, you can start upload a photo, and in this case maybe a carousel of 2 or 3 pictures here is great. And here, if you go with the not safe for work, avoid spicy stuff, just upload a regular kind of picture, so with clothes on, and not with too much neckline here, just a regular kind of picture. You can start engaging with other posts, so maybe you can start to add a little comment here and there, or like a story, a reply to a story or something like that. And here you can start to search in the search bar for the kind of things that you want your AI influencer to do. So, for example, as before, luxury kind of influencer, start to search for luxury kind of pages, but also your influencer is luxury and not safe for work. So try to look out for models that have a luxury lifestyle, but also do some sexy stuff, okay? And you search for them, you watch some reels, you watch some posts, you interact with a few of them, or you save a post from them, and so on. Now, from day 5 to day 7, in that range, you can start do it a little bit more stuff, like maybe start by do a new story every day or a new post every day. Start maybe try different kind of aspect, like polls, like emoji sliders, like behind the scenes teasers, or something like that. Also begin to craft a consistent vibe across your comments and your caption. Comment a little bit more on other posts and interact a little bit more with other content creation in stories, in reels, and things like this, and start to form some kind of relation with maybe your new followers, because of course in here you will start to have 1, 2, 3 followers or even more if you start in a good way. So reply to the comments that they made on your post, shoot some DMs, reply some DMs, and start to do a little bit more of what you were doing previously. So in this way, if you interact in this way, you will be pretty safe, because it is a human way to interact. As I said before, no human is super specific and do exactly the same kind of stuff every single day. You don't like 5 stuff a day and 5 stuff another day, 5 stuff another day, and 10 the next day. You would go 3, 4, 6, 7 one day, 3, 4, 7 another day. I mean, it is a little bit more random. This way you will result as a human and not as a bot. Also, Instagram rewards accounts that behave in everything like real people. So you have to develop habits that mimic genuine user behavior. So stick with a routine. Let's say you post in the morning between 9 and 11 a.m. For example, you do you. And in the evening before 5 and 8 p.m., where the engagement is ideal. And you use the platform in those kind of hours, okay? So that it's something like the algorithm of Instagram think, oh, okay, his routine is this one, maybe in the morning he posts, it interacts in the evening, and in the middle of the day it don't do much because he's at work or something like else, okay? So post at consistent hours. Okay, in general, of course, you don't have to post at 9 and 11 minutes every single day, or at 5 and 37 every single day.
it is a range of hours, but you get the point. You have a routine, and the Instagram algorithm see that your account have a routine. Mix up all your action, so like, save, comment, watch stories, watch reels, not just one kind of action. So don't like and that's it. Don't comment with super generic phrases like, oh amazing, oh awesome, every single reel that you watch, because that will be super bot-like. So like something, save something else, comment on this, watch that story, watch that reels, and stuff like this. Also in your comment, avoid, as I said before, avoid generic phrases and add emojis, add questions, because questions spark interaction and you want interaction to grow. Or even some playful reactions, some jokes maybe, or something like that. Because you want to be like a human and feel like a human, and of course this will spark interaction, other comments, someone maybe will see your profile, will interact with your profile and will discover you, and your followers will start to grow up. And of course, and this is pretty obvious, don't follow or like or interact with 100 profiles all at once. Slow and steady beats fast and suspicious all the time. And here, don't think that you create your profile and in 3 days you will go viral, because on Instagram it doesn't work that way. Instagram, the algorithm works that rewards consistent and slow pace growth until your account will be flagged as safe, and then you can start going viral. So slow and steady pace, it's always better. On other kind of social media, for example on TikTok, you can go viral from day one, because the algorithm of TikTok is a little bit different. So if you later on want to go on TikTok and make some content there, is super great as well. But with Instagram, start slow, don't expect to go viral in 3-4 days, but with consistency and commitment you can grow really a lot. And of course you have to avoid some things during a warm-up. So you have to protect your account's reputation by avoiding risky behaviors in the first week and maybe even the second week. So no mass activity, avoid following and liking large volumes of account in a single session. No reels yet, because reels reach wider audience, that's of course, it is so true, but you have to wait until the algorithm trusts you before publishing your first reel. So I will say at least 1 week of just maybe some posts, some carousels, some pictures and stories, no reels yet. After a week or 2 weeks, you can start, maybe make your first reel and start building. So maybe maybe the third week, you will go with 2 or 3 reels in a week, and after that you can start 1 reel a day, for example. When your account is safe and is consolidated, you can start do like 2-3 reels a day, no problem. And all of this will apply for the first period. So in the first period, don't use not safe for work language. Don't put immediately the link of your Fanvue, for example, in your bio, or under your link tree, of course, not directly in your bio, but don't even put your not safe for work link in your link tree or your Beacon AI links in bio. But wait, don't upload not safe for work languages. Don't upload not safe for work or super sexy images, at least for the first week, because you want to avoid triggering Instagram filters. So don't mention explicit terms, sexual emojis, your Fanvue, OnlyFans, or something like this. Don't trigger the Instagram filters, okay? Also, no tagging random accounts. Only if you have to tag someone, because maybe he's a friend of yours that have created his AI influencer, or maybe he's someone from the community and you start to interact with each other. Only tag known creators and account you are engaging with, so account that you are following and that they follow back. So if you start engaging with someone else in the community and you start maybe follow each other, like each other's post to create interaction and something like this, or maybe you want your 2 models to have a promotion together, you can tag them, of course, but don't tag random people, random accounts, because it is suspicious for Instagram. And at least in the first week. 2 weeks is always better. Don't use engagement bots, don't use auto comment tools, or don't buy fake followers. The buy fake followers things applies in every single step of your growth in Instagram, but don't use this kind of bots and this kind of tools, because no one straight off the bat start using these kind of tools, and Instagram will see as red flag stuff. You can start using auto comment tools like ManyChat later on when your account will be safe, okay? It may happen that in the first 2 days or 3 days or the first week, Instagram will send you a mail or a banner that say your account have been restricted, you need verification. And that's not a real problem, because Instagram usually do this kind of stuff because they want a proof that there is a human behind the account. So usually they ask you for a selfie, for example, or for your ID verification, or something like that. So don't be afraid if you have a mail like that. It is not the end of the world. You just upload a selfie of you, or you just upload your ID verification, and it will be fine. There, Instagram won't give a shit if you are a male and your account is a female model. It doesn't matter. They just want to see if there is a real human behind an account. So don't worry if you have those kind of mails and messages by Instagram. Just see what they want, give them what they want, and your account will be back up in a matter of hours.
So now that you know how to create an Instagram account, how to make a creator account, how to warm it up really well and start posting, interacting, and growing your account, you can transition into opening your Threads account, opening your Twitter X account, or a Reddit one. I mean, open the social account that you want to complement your Instagram account. Of course, if you want the full Instagram course, you will find it inside my community. I leave the link in the description and in the bio of the channel. And there we will talk about all the things you have to do with Instagram to grow your AI influencer and to make money. Now, the next step is, of course, to monetize the followers that you generate with your social media. So to open up your Fanvue page, your Patreon page, and to bring audience inside those pages as well and transform your audience into your clients. But why Fanvue and Patreon and not OnlyFans, for example? Because of course, in the world we live today, OnlyFans is the #1 platform to monetize not safe for work content. But OnlyFans have one big, massive limitation. OnlyFans doesn't allow yet AI influencer as they are. OnlyFans allows AI, of course, but if you are a real creator and you want to use AI feature for your content, so you are already a creator, you have your content and you use AI to make content quicker, for example. So you clone yourself into a video and make, or a picture, and make picture with AI. That's what OnlyFans allow. It doesn't allow you to create from scratch an AI model and start selling content with your 100% AI model. And that's where Fanvue comes in. So, of course, maybe in the future, OnlyFans will change their mind and they will allow full 100% AI content. But as of now, you have to use other platforms like, for example, Fanvue or Patreon. Fanvue is exactly like OnlyFans, but they allow AI influencers. The UI of Fanvue is fantastic, and a lot of people, me included, thinks that Fanvue have a better UI than OnlyFans as well. And also with Fanvue, you can customize really a lot of different things. So think about Fanvue as your OnlyFans for your AI influencer. So on Fanvue, you will sell your not safe for work content, so your not safe for work pictures, videos and audios. You create your fandom and followers, your subscribers, And via DMs, subscription, and custom content, you will sell your not safe for work content. With Patreon is a little bit different, but you can use it to make money with not safe for work content. Usually Patreon is used by the fantasy kind of influencer, so the fantasy kind of model. On Patreon there are a lot of anime style models, cartoon style images, and so on. Of course, you have to tell the platform right from the get-go that you are selling not safe for work content, otherwise they'll ban you. So your page will be flagged as not safe for work page, and you use social media, of course, so Instagram, Threads, Twitter, and so on, to funnel your audience inside your Patreon page. And with Patreon, they will subscribe to your page and so pay money to see your not safe for work content. It is a little bit different from Fanvue, for example, because on Patreon is like having a store where you put your not safe for work content. You will have different tiers, so maybe a $5, $10 tier, a $20, a $50, a $100 tier, with of course different perks for each tier, and you will sell your not safe for work content that way. On Fanvue, it is more like OnlyFans, as I told you. You can chat with your clients, you build a relation, and you sell your content that way, you create custom content, and all the good stuff that you can do with a platform like that. So now you know how to monetize your not safe for work content. And of course, since we are talking about not safe for work, especially in Fanvue and in Patreon, I can't show you everything that you can do with a platform like this. So if you want the full Fanvue course, where I'll show you everything that you can do with this platform that you have to do to generate attention, customers, and money, you need to join my community. So I leave you the link in the description and in bio. So if you want the full package for Fanvue, how to grow it, how to monetize it, and how to sell your not safe for work content, check out the classroom inside the community. So I leave you the link and I'll see you there. So now you know how to monetize your not safe for work content with platform like Fanvue and Patreon. And this is the full package. You know where to start, so what kind of character you want to create, how to create the character with AI tools, how to create their social media page, so their Instagram page, and so on, and how to monetize. What's next? The next thing, of course, is automate the more you can. Because, of course, if you automate part of the process, you will make money without even lifting a finger. So what you can automate, when you can automate, and how to automate your AI influencer business. Let's start by saying this. Of course, at the beginning, if you don't have much money to spend on automation, because of course automation will cost you money, you will do it all by yourself. So you will create content, you will interact with your audience, you will sell them your content, you will chat with them, and so on. Of course, when you reach a certain point and you start making money, or you already have some money that you are willing to spend on this business, you can start thinking which part of the business to automate. So of course, the first thing that everyone wants to automate when they reach this kind of level is the chatting part. Because of course, chatting takes a lot of time. If you do it by yourself, you can't chat 24/7 because of course you have other things to do in life, like for example sleep or eat, go out with friends, go out with partner, and so on. So of course you can't spend 24 hours a day to chat with horny guys and to sell them not safe for work stuff. And of course, if you're doing just the safe for work page, this part is a little bit easier because you don't have to chat with horny guys. But let's say that you do both, because of course with both you will earn more money and quicker. So you have to chat with horny guys. So if you can automate the chatting part, a lot of your time will be free. And this you can do in two different ways. You can hire some chatters. So hire some people that offer chatting services, and usually they have a team of chatters that can bring the chat on 24/7, 365 days a year. So they will chat for you and they will sell your content for you. Of course, you have to instruct them on how your character works. So how your character is, how their personality is, how they talk, what kind of emojis do you use the most, and so on, because of course you want to stay consistent with the way you interact with your character. So let's take an example. Your character is a dominatrix. You have to instruct the chatters on how she speak with your audience, or your character is a super sweet guy, for example. You have to instruct your chatters on how your character interact and speaks. Once you do that, they will take the chatting work from you and they will generate basically money for you, because they will talk with your clients and they will upsell your content to them. And of course, with this kind of services, you usually will pay a fee to the chatters. So usually is 20%, 30% of the revenue that they will make you. And this is to hire chatters for your page. Another thing that you can do is to have a bot that will do pretty much the same thing. So now in the AI world, of course, there are AI bots that can talk, that can speak and write as a human being. So you will have to pay for the bot, or if you have skills and knowledge, you can create your own bot and have the bot doing the chatting part. This is great also for platform like Instagram, for example, because of course chatters are more inclined to work on Fanvue, for example, because they will sell something and they will earn a percentage of what they sell. On Instagram, of course, they don't sell directly on Instagram. So a chatter for Instagram will ask you for a specific amount of money each month to do the chatting part. With a bot, you can make the bot doing the Instagram chatting part, for example, and also the Fanvue, or you can decide to have a bot for Instagram and a real person for Fanvue. Why this? Because, of course, on Instagram, you just need to create interest and to convince your potential client to check out your Fanvue page. So you have, Instagram is your funnel for Fanvue. So you don't have to sell anything. You just make them see your Fanvue page and then decide if they want to subscribe to you or to chat with you for a small price, for example. On Fanvue, of course, you have to sell your content. And of course, you can do it with a bot, because right now, with the new AI tools, bots are almost indistinguishable from a human. But if you want that personal, that human touch that only a human can have and not a bot, you will need a human chatters. So that's totally up to you. People are earning a lot of money in both ways, with real chatters and with bot chatters. So you can maybe start with one and then decide to upgrade. But of course, chatters are taking a commission of what you make. So you already making money, you just give them 20-30%. So I think that is a great way to automate the most boring and most time consuming part of the AI influencer business. So what I'm suggesting is to use a bot for Instagram and a human chatters for Fanvue. So now that you have learned how to automate the chatting part, you can decide to automate other things of your business. Or you can decide just to automate this part and do the rest manually. So what you can automate next? Maybe your content creation. I mean, when you delegate your chatting part to a chatter, for example, you just basically need to create content. So to make pictures, to make videos, to make audios about your character. So you will already have much more free time because the heavy lifting is done by a chatter. But if you want to automate it even more, you can even automate the content creation part. And as well here, you can have a human do the job for you, or you can have an AI do the job for you. So if you go with the human route, of course, is like any other business. You delegate part of the job to another person that can do the same thing that you do. So basically, you hire someone or more than one person to create your images, to create your videos, to create your audios, and so that part is done. Or you can have the AI do the things automatically. So you will need to create or to have someone creating you, like a maker automation or an N8N automation that can automate all the content creation process. So the first idea, the prompt, the website where you want to create it, and the final product, so the picture or the video, and you even can automate the fact that it will automatically upload the content on your social media. Pros and cons, of course, are always the same. If you have a human do this kind of part, the human can check if the images is good enough, if the video is good enough, and so on. If you have an AI bot that automate the entire process, especially even the posting on social media, you don't have that control over your picture that you generate. So if the pictures you've generated, it's not that good, you can take a look at the picture or at the video in time before posting. Of course, if you decide to skip the auto posting part and to manually review all your content, that way is a little bit more safe, because of course you have the AI automation that do the content, you select the content that turns out to be good, and then you post it manually on social media. The first things that you can automate, of course, is the posting on social media. And as we can see, you can create an automation with N8N, for example, to do it for you. Or, of course, you can hire a social media manager that will manage your social media. Of course, if you are doing not safe for work, you have to bring in a person that is capable and want to work with not safe for work. Of course, not all the people want to get involved with not safe for work content, so of course you have to choose the right person for the job. But once you automate the process of creating your content, once you automated the process of managing the social media and the chatting part on Fanvue, you just have to sit down, enjoy while you watch your bank account grow. So basically, you automate all the process and you just make money on autopilot. So now you know where to start, how to choose the niche, how to choose which kind of AI influencer you want to make, how you plan to monetize it, how to create it with the right AI tools, how to set up your Instagram page, your social media page in general, and how to monetize to Fanvue, to Patreon, and to automate the entire process so you just can sit back, relax, and watch your money grow. Of course, this course is a short version of all you can do in the AI influencers business. If you want to learn things more in details, see real life example, case studies, and deep dive into every single tool, you can join my community. I left the link in the description and in bio. And of course, inside you will not only find classroom and courses where we deep dive into every single aspect of this business, but you will also find other people that are on the same journey as you, or that are already advanced and already making money, to share their knowledge, to talk with them, answer questions, and support you along all your journey. So if you want to learn more, discover more, and having people on your same journey, I wait for you inside the community. And of course, if you join now, you will lock in the lowest rate possible. So if you're serious about building an AI influencer brand and make real money online with this kind of business, then I'll see you inside my community. So again, links below, links in bio, I'll see you there.